this contest officially for the Rumble Championship and belt, with a time limit of 30 minutes, with the one fall, one submission or knockout to decide the match and the championship. Coming from the red corner on my right, one of the leading contenders, and tonight the official challenger, big, bold, bad, Brandon Lee! And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent coming from the blue corner on my left, the defending champion from Maidstone in Kent, Sid Manelli!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Aaron Nix. It is time for the Rumble Wrestling Championship to be defended here at the Spotlight Theatre in Hoddesdon. The reigning and defending ever-present champion and heartbeat of Rumble Wrestling, Sid Manelli, faces the destroyer, the black heart of ASW South, Brandon Lee. No longer undeniable, just pure destruction. This monster of a man, 6'4", 270. Brandon Lee is packing on the pounds. He is building the blocks of success. And is this his moment? You want to talk about size disparity? Sid Manelli, not a small man by any means, but Brandon Lee looks like he could have him for lunch. Sid Manelli has to be very, very careful here. Not too far off the height of Brandon Lee, dare I say, by maybe a couple of inches, but Brandon Lee, look at this power, and he just backs up Sid Manelli like he's a wayward patron outside a pub, and oh boy, yeah, that says it all. He's screaming easy, 1-0, it's not a football game, and Sid Manelli looks frankly amused. How amused he'll be as this match unfolds is anyone's guess. Brandon Lee, dare I say, the most powerful, most dangerous man in Rumble Wrestling today. And now, oh, Sid Manelli, beautiful Statman takes him over, and now, you know what? Oh man, stiff kick right to the back, and I don't think that, Brandon Lee certainly did not take kindly to that. Sid Manelli, though, is playing a little bit of mousetrap there, I say, a little bit of catch as can, luring Brandon Lee in, wrist lock applied. Well, Sid Manelli needs to be very, very careful, because this crowd obviously wants Sid Manelli to overcome the odds. They want him to once again retain his championship, but you have to be very careful with a man of this size, and you saw very easily Brandon Lee able to escape and now apply a wrist lock of his own. And despite his size and power, Brandon Lee obviously has a great technical balance, a great level of ability, thanks to his time spent under the guise of Joel Redmond. But somehow Sid Manelli able to escape again. And Sid Manelli has been doing this for a number of years. He is not exactly a scrub when it comes to being one of the best. He models his career very much after the all-time greats of professional wrestling, the likes of James Mason, the likes of Jim Briggs, the likes of Steve Bray, and all of them have given their approval in some form or fashion when it comes to Sid Manelli. And now the fact that he's basically saying, I don't respect you, I don't like you, Sid Manelli. Sid Manelli saying, you want to be very careful who you're shoving around here. Sid Manelli's not going to stand there and just take it. And now headlock applied. Brandon Lee takes him off the ropes. And wow, Sid Manelli just ran into a brick wall. The brick wall of Brandon Lee. Big, bad, bold, the berserker of ASW South has arrived. Leapfrog by Sid Manelli. Oh man. With ease, Brandon Lee puts on the brakes and just picks up Sid Manelli like a chicken wing and an open buffet, but Sid Manelli counters, drop kick to the corner, and this is what he's got to do. He's got to stay quick on his feet. He cannot allow himself to be grounded, courtesy of Brandon Lee. Another drop kick and sends Brandon Lee to the outside. The beast has been knocked to the outer circuit of the spotlight. I do not think Brandon Lee is amused one bit with the shenanigans and the mentality of Sid Manelli. get a feel for the size of Brandon Lee just by the shots you can see in front of you. And this is an absolute behemoth of a man. Brandon Lee is every bit the megastar you don't want to run into. He is the proverbial man you wouldn't want to run into in a dark alley. And he's gone under some form of transformation over the last couple of months, especially. He's been making some very, very interesting statements via his social media about how he used to look, his past, and how much he has evolved. And there is no doubt in that. If you look at Brandon Lee from 2 years ago to now, come on. He's offering Sid Manelli a hand. Clearly not genuine in the slightest, as you can see. And making it very clear that at a moment's notice, he cheap shot Sid Manelli right behind his back. And Sid Manelli asking this crowd if he should, careful now. And offering his hand as a gesture of sporting will. And I don't think there's any genuine nature in Brandon Lee. He only has one interest, and that is to absolutely flatten Sid Manelli and become the new Rumble Wrestling champion. And he says he's a fair man, and Sid Manelli caught him short. He knows full well what he was up to. Spins him inside out, sweeps the legs out. And careful now. Sid Manelli doesn't want to get disqualified here, threatening to put his boot where thy boot should not go. Right in the solar plexus, frankly. And referee Matt Wilson saying, hey, come on. And in the meantime, a cheap shot from Brandon Lee takes full advantage of Sid Manelli. And Sid Manelli should have known better than to turn his back on a man of this size, this power, and this talent. Can you imagine just how unbearable Brandon Lee's going to be at training if he comes back to All-Star Wrestling South with the Rumble Wrestling Championship in tow? So many people have tried to take that belt away from Sid Manelli and have failed. Literally, you can count on one hand in the last few years men who have been successful in defeating Sid Manelli for the gold. It is a pretty illustrious and impressive list, to say the very least. Dare I say, only Tate Mayfair's has been good enough and wily enough to snap the abilities and the pure heart and desire and soul of Sid Manelli. But Brandon Lee is by far and away the biggest and the baddest so far to take on Sid for this championship. Just wrenching his face, look at that. Just trying to maim our champion. Now just gouging at the nostrils, gouging at the eyes, and referee Matt Wilson demonstrably having words with Brandon Lee, but it doesn't frankly matter. I mean, who's going to tell Brandon Lee otherwise what to do? Brandon Lee just barking orders at the referee. And wow, look at the athleticism there. That leg drop damn near decapitated Sid Manelli. And 2 count only, and Brandon Lee was in the rafters. And that's what's terrifying about this absolute monster, is the fact that he can take to the air at a moment's notice. And that is not exactly a Spitfire diving out of the clouds at you, more like a Lancaster bomber, ladies and gentlemen. And now Sid Manelli trying to build some momentum. And Brandon Lee once again counters Irish whip, and there is some extra pep, some extra spice on that Irish whip when a man who's 270 and 6'4" whips you into the corner. And what the hell is he doing now? It looks like he's trying to damn near headlock the ring. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Brandon Lee to give the ring a headlock takeover, but I wouldn't advise it. And European uppercut, oh no, and Sid Manelli finds himself in an extremely unfavourable position, wrapped up in those ropes, and they are not exactly traditional ropes, ladies and gentlemen, cables essentially, and they are going to be tearing at the limbs of Sid Manelli, and Brandon Lee certainly made full use of that opportunity with a couple of cheap shots right to the chin. And now, what's he doing now? And dare I say, maybe trying to remove a turnbuckle, perhaps? Just ripping and contorting at them. And now, looks like he's asking the crowd to be quiet. I don't think that's ever going to be the case here at Rumble Wrestling. You can't humble the magnificent fans of Rumble Wrestling. But Brandon Lee obviously has something in mind, and off the distraction. Oh, wait a minute, Sid Manelli has countered. Sid Manelli has rolled up Brandon Lee, and Sid Manelli, frankly, should have a win right now. with relative ease is able to roll him up. Come on, this is well beyond a 3 count. But referee Matt Wilson is busy dealing with a turnbuckle. Finally, he notices 2 count, and Brandon Lee able to escape. And I mean, you can't blame referee Matt Wilson. At the end of the day, that is Brandon Lee's own doing. I dread to think what kind of nefarious mentality, what nefarious ideas Brandon Lee had for Sid Manelli by trying to take that turnbuckle off. Most likely wanted to drive his head into the exposed steel bolt that is underneath those turnbuckles. There's a reason they're there. That is to protect the competitors from the very nature of the build of the wrestling ring. And now a beautiful big boot catches Sid Manelli coming in. It is one-way traffic right now for Brandon Lee, and a 2 count, and screaming at referee Matt Wilson that was a 3. It certainly was not the case, but right now the only thing you can see is a new Rumble Wrestling champion on the horizon, because Brandon Lee is absolutely tearing Sid Manelli apart. Look at the counter from Sid Manelli, pulls the ropes down, and out goes Brandon Lee like an absolute freight train. Talk about using the momentum of the bigger man against him. Sid Manelli very smart, creating some separation, gives him a shot. Oh, look how Brandon Lee is back and madder than ever. And again, Sid Manelli able to counter, and this is exactly what he has to do. Clothesline takes down the big man. Sid Manelli, beautiful drop kick. He has got to play catch-as-can style with Brandon Lee. He's got a juke, he's got a duck, he's got a dive, and that's what exactly he's trying to do. And look at the power of the legs there from Sid Manelli. That monkey flip out of the corner, pinfall attempt, and wow, Brandon Lee putting his foot on the ropes. Great ring awareness there by Brandon Lee, but highly concerning if you're Brandon, that you were only able to get your foot on the bottom rope and not even kick out. Brandon Lee looking a little bit groggy, a little bit worse for wear. Oh, look out. I think Sid Manelli was looking to finish that with an RKO. Brandon was wary of that, and he's now just choking the life out of Sid Manelli. If you're Sid Manelli, how do you overcome a monster like this? Brandon Lee says it's over. And we've seen Brandon Lee utilise a... Oh, no. Sid Manelli put the brakes on, and Brandon... Oh, beautiful counter there. Look out. And a stunner, of all things, from Sid Manelli. Big man's not even down. A second stunner. Oh, my God. He was in the rafters right there. That second stunner has been enough. And Sid Manelli somehow overcomes another mighty obstacle and retains the Rumble Wrestling Championship.
And still, Rumble Champion, Sid Manelli.
Well, this was by far and away considered one of his biggest... Wait a minute, what the hell is this? That is not Sid Manelli's music, ladies and gentlemen. That is the music of the current holder of the contract in the case, Shin Woo. Oh, look out. Shin Woo is coming down with a briefcase. He's got Tate Mayfair's in tow with him. Sid Manelli is taking a very good look at this scenario, and I think it's pretty obvious what's going on here. I think Shin Woo has zoned in on the champion. He was, oh, wait a minute, and now Tate Mayfair's with a blindside, and now this pack of wolves are going to feast at the carcass of Sid Manelli. Shin Woo and Tate Mayfair's battering Sid Manelli in the middle of this wrestling ring, and Tate Mayfair's is directing traffic, dare I say, barking orders at Shin Woo. He's got that briefcase prepped and ready. Well, the music continues to play. I'm assuming Shin Woo is choosing to cash in the brick. Oh no, Sid Manelli is caught flushing. Oh, look out! Sid Manelli able to duck, and Shin Woo gets wiped out. Oh my God, and Sid Manelli just drop kicked the briefcase right in Tate Mayfair's face, and now Sid Manelli is going to go to work and try and break down Shin Woo. We don't officially have a cash-in. Oh, well, apparently we do now.
This is now a championship match. Ring the bell.
Well, yeah, this is a championship match. Let's not forget, Tate Mayfair's just blindsided Sid Manelli. I think he's busted him open. Vicious briefcase shot to the back of Sid Manelli's head, and this is nothing but a 2-on-1 pap ambush. Absolutely nothing but a sheer ambush from Tate Mayfair's and his manager Shin Woo, who's also the contract in the case holder. Pinfall attempt by Shin Woo, and Sid Manelli somehow able to kick out. Well, Shen Wu asking Tate Mayfair, what's next? And Tate Mayfair like, get on him, get on him. This is your opportunity. Shen Wu has cashed in his contract in the case, and I think Sid Manelli, despite kicking out, looks extremely woozy. Blood is trickling from the head of Sid Manelli. Hard for us to tell with the light in here in the spotlight, but man, Shen Wu and a clothesline from Sid Manelli takes down Shen Wu. This has been a stunning night here in the spotlight. But this ambush and, oh man, Sid Manelli, oh look out, I think Sid Manelli's head just bounced off the turnbuckle. Sid Manelli doesn't look like he's, oh my god, and Sid Manelli was out cold. Sid Manelli's just been pinned by Shen Wu. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a new Rumble Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and new Rumble Champion, Shen Wu.
Oh my God. The biggest fears of the Rumble Wrestling faithful, our fans, has come to fruition here in the spotlight. Shen Wu, of all people, has captured the Rumble Wrestling Championship. A stunning moment. You can hear the silence of this audience. They are literally shell-shocked. Shen Wu has beaten Sid Manelli, albeit under extremely nefarious circumstances, and Shen Wu is at the top of the mountain in Rumble Wrestling out of absolutely nowhere. And that right there is why that contract in the case is so vaunted, so desired by the professional wrestlers who enter this company, because Shen Wu has cashed it in and has capitalized in the ultimate moment, in one of the most stunning moments in Rumble Wrestling history. Shen Wu is your new Rumble Wrestling Champion. You can hear the disapproval. You can hear, damn near stunned silence. This is a true upset of great magnitude. Don't get me wrong, Shen Wu has all the abilities to be a champion, the champion, but the way he's done it here tonight, using Tate Mayfair as the ultimate distraction, the All Nations champion is extremely proud of himself, and Shen Wu now has the ultimate gold, the ultimate strap to prove that he can finish the story. Ladies and gentlemen, your new Rumble Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Shen Wu.